Taoiseach, the Wellbeing Framework refers to the issue of the quality of employment. So in that context, I want to draw your attention once again to issues that will be discussed later this evening in the Finance Bill, where both myself and deputies from Sinn Féin and the Labour Party have put forward amendments to the Finance Bill, essentially advocating on behalf of people who work in the arts and in film industry over the high levels of poverty, financial hardship, employment, insecurity that workers in this industry, actors, performers, directors, stage crew, film crew and so on, have to endure, even though the industry receives huge amounts of public money, because they don't have quality employment and training. Because film producers who get public money force them to sign buyout contracts where they have to sign away their rights to future royalties and residuals, which any actor or performer or writer will tell you is actually one of the few ways that they can potentially benefit from the success of their work. But they're being forced to sign those rights away, and they have been campaigning very, very strongly that the government would end the use of buyout contracts by film producers who are financed essentially by the public purse. And similarly, the fact that film crew have to endure working for decades often on fixed-term contracts where they never, ever have any security of employment, and are vulnerable to blacklisting, are never given contracts of indefinite duration, don't get sick pay, don't get holiday pay, don't get pensions, and so on. Is that the way to treat our artists and the people who work in such an important industry as the film industry?
Deputy Boyd Barrett mentioned the quality of employment in Ireland, and I have to say, generally, because of reforms pursued by government and because of economic policies introduced by government, we've seen the quality of employment improve considerably in Ireland in the past 5 years. Better pay and better terms and conditions and protections in particular. So we're moving towards a living wage, a 12.8% increase falling due in January, much higher than the current rate of inflation. We have sick pay being expanded at the moment, which is a particular benefit to low-paid workers, women, part-time workers, private sector workers who often had no sick pay previously. We're going to the legislation through the House next year on auto-enrolment, which means that all workers will have an occupational pension on top of the state pension. Again, a lot of part-time workers, private sector workers, women, migrants don't have an occupational pension. That's going to change. And we've changed the laws considerably around parental leave, maternity benefit, parental benefit, all for the better. And it's good to see that there are now 2.6 million people in Ireland working more than ever before, with better pay and conditions than was ever the case before. The Deputy particularly referred to the film industry, and I know he's raised this on many occasions in the past, and I think some of the issues that arise there may be connected to bogus self-employment, that people who are designated as self-employed ought to be employees and are therefore losing out on some of the workers' rights that they should have. It is an area that the government is doing some work on in consultation with the trade unions and IBEC, and there's a new EU directive coming forward on this issue, which I think will bring about some changes.